Hi, this is Ceniza-Levine. I'm the co-founder of SixFigureStart Career Coaching, and this video tip is how to give a comprehensive response to the question, what do you do? I've recruited for over 15 years, and one of my biggest pet peeves was when I would ask a candidate during an interview what they did on a specific project or in a specific role. You could actually see them thinking about it and walking it through in their head. So basically they've stopped talking to me. They're starting to remember 3-4 projects ago or 3-4 roles ago, and then they go into the minutest details that I don't care about. So they might say something like, well, I did a research project. We were thinking about launching this specific toy. It was for 6 to 8-year-olds. It's really interesting because 6 to 8-year-olds specifically play with something very, very different than 9 to 12-year-olds. There's also a category for 13 and up. And that's not what I've asked you. So I don't really care about the toy. I care about the project and what you did. So the best thing to do is to set your examples in advance. And the way to do that is for each project or role that you've played, you want to answer these 5 questions. Who was the sponsor of the project, or in the role, who did you report to? So it's obviously different if you're working for a project direct to the CEO, if you're working for the head of marketing, if you're working for a line manager somewhere. The person that you're reporting into gives me a sense of the scope and the scale of the project or the role, and where it sits within the organization. So who sponsored the project? What was the objective? If we go back to the toy project, you could say, well, we were researching a potential market entry into, let's say, the Japanese toy market. That's the broad objective. That's what I need to know. Then it's, what did you actually deliver? So was it an Excel spreadsheet that projected potential revenues from this new toy? Was it a PowerPoint presentation that you delivered to senior management to pitch this idea? Was it a white paper that you then presented at a conference? What was it that you physically delivered? What actually happened? So that's question 4. What actually happened means we launched this new product to great fanfare. It was the fastest selling project in the company's history. We decided to shelve the project as we looked into it. We would need to do XYZ, acquire a manufacturer, or the regulatory hurdles were too high, or whatever it was. But you want to have a sense for what actually happened. And then finally, what did you do? What did everybody else on the team do? So it's really important. There's a lot of emphasis these days on we did this, we did that. That's great to give credit to a team, but I need to understand, what did you do as an individual? And when we're talking about a role, what did you do in comparison to everybody else that was in that functional area? Again, that will give me a sense for your individual contribution, as well as the scope and the scale of what you accomplished. So remember these 5 questions. Who sponsored the project? What was the objective? What was delivered? What actually happened? What did you do? What did everybody else on the team do? If you can answer those 5 questions for each project or each role, you can explain exactly what you did, and you're not going to find yourself meandering through the details and losing your audience.